Raise your hand if your brunch quesadilla that you made has too much salt in it. For those of you listening on audio, I have just risen my hand. I have taken a bite out of my tried and true quesadilla, and I have ran out of the seasoning that I always use. So I tried to be adventurous. All right, shoot me for trying something new. Okay, shoot me for trying something new. Tony Chatcher, I'm gonna have to have a word with you, Tony. Tony, do you know what you've done? I look at your bottle, I see seasoning. I think, let's lay that on. Little do I know that it's seasoning salt. My quesadilla is still too hot to tell, but from what I have eaten, it felt like I got to third base with the ocean. Way too salty. And I'm upset, because this is my tried and true quesadilla. And I made two. I usually make one, but I made two, because I know this is going to be 2 meals. And now I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. What an absolute invigorating start to episode 18 of the Something Cafe. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this is the first solo episode in a little bit. So let's take a look at the roster. Episode 15, we had on my little brother Declan Dooley, D1 punter, and D1 loser. Episode 16, we had on Trevor Knox, country musician. Last week, episode 17, we had on Dean Z, little singer, rapper, artist here from Central Florida. And this week is the first solo episode in a little while. 3 weeks, which is kind of funny because I actually was supposed to have someone on today, but unfortunately, because he is an amazing father, his son is sick, so he had to stay home. I said, dude, absolutely, don't even. This show shouldn't even take up, a nanometer in your brain. Take care of your son. He's a pretty cool dude. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to get him on next week. He is a pretty intelligent dude when it comes to current affairs, and me and him kind of land on the same side of the yard, if you know what I mean, when it comes to politics and all of that shit. I call it shit because it is, and I hate it. But it should be a fun episode. We should get into a lot of cool stuff. He's certainly got a lot of... He's got some conspiracies on his belt, and you know what, brother? That's what the Something Cafe's for, alright? Dude, I would have on AOC if I could. Not just because I think she's very attractive and equally delusional, but I would literally have anybody on this podcast. Anybody. So yeah, I hope that happens next week. Now if you were watching the video, for some reason, you will notice that there is a blemish on the corner of my mouth. And this blemish has been giving me a lot of turmoil in the last week or so. What is this blemish, you might ask? This blemish is the byproduct of my discipline of an 8th grader. I have no fingernails because I pick and chew them. I've been doing that for my entire life. For the record, I'm 21 years old. Been doing that for my entire life. No, Mom, you were wrong. They don't run out. Okay, that's what she told me when I was younger. Which, I only believed that for a week, because I was thinking, people still clip them, though. How can they run out if they still clip them? I know it's gross. I know it doesn't look good, but that's still something I'm trying to shake off. Trying to shake off the habit. I am unfortunately someone who takes that same habit to other places. Anything that I can pick or peel or whatever gets picked or peeled, and it's unfortunate because it is gross. This is kind of like what you do with an alcoholic, right? What's the first step? Admit you have a problem. I right here am admitting I have a problem. Because it looks gross. And I'm not all about needing to look great for people. I care about what I look like in a self-image sense. I don't care what I look like when it comes to a social sense. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to explain that to a buddy last night. Like I don't care what I look like, and he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, no, sorry. I get how that can sound. Like that can sound defeatist or like I've given up. Like I don't care what I look like. I'm not gonna shower. Blah blah. No, ladies, I smell good. So, no, I care what I look like in a self-image sense. I don't care what I look like in a social sense. Whatever. But this thing on my face kind of goes right in the middle of that, and it sucks because it hurts when I open my mouth because it's right at that. It's right at the crevice of my mouth. So when I open my mouth, it hurts a little bit. It doesn't hurt that much when I talk, just when I open my mouth wider. And because it's a new sensation of pain, I've kind of developed a new tick from it, which sucks. It's that for the people on video and for the people on audio. Maybe you can jump to the audio to the video, but I'll explain it. This tick is like I'm actually gonna watch my own webcam to see if I can explain it. I don't know how familiar you might be with Tourette syndrome, but ticks are I explain them as such. Ticks are an itch in the perfect sense. Why? Do you have to scratch an itch? Some people respond to that with yes. I say no. Listen, do you have to scratch an itch? Like, is it something you have to do? Like the same way that you have to put out a fire that's like on your little dog. No, you don't have to scratch an itch. Like everyone scratches itches because that's just what you do. But you don't have like you will still be alive if you don't. It's the same thing with ticks and with Tourette syndrome. But the thing is, you gain and lose ticks like every day, and this is a new one. So I've got this thing on my face. People ask at the hospital. People ask what it is. My go-to response is, "You should have seen the other guy," which, now that I'm thinking about it, might insinuate that I was just that I could have been in a very aggressive makeout session with a dude. So now that I'm thinking about it, I might want to switch that one up. Because it is like right on my mouth. It looks like herpes, to be honest with you. I don't feel good about it. And Mama's listening to this right now. She's like, I told you so. I know. Like, if for some reason I wanted to shoot myself in the thigh, even though I knew it was going to be the most painful experience ever, and I did, it's like Mom being like, "See, I told you it was gonna hurt." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I don't like it. It's a habit I have." I got a new water bottle. I used to use that tumbler, which was nice, but the straw, it always had an opening, right? So I couldn't really just like carry it very casually, to work and whatnot. This is a solid piece of craftsmanship, right? You could put a very little bomb in there and detonate it, and I wouldn't even notice. That thing is packed down. Which kind of brings me to a thought. You know, like the whole Stanley Cup craze. I don't even know where that came from. It comes from the hydro flask. The hydro flask. The heck? What word am I trying to say? It comes from the hydro flask. Um, kind of crowd. Um, I don't know why I just started, guys. For some reason, me trying to remember if April Fools has already passed has just completely stopped my train of thought. I don't know why that was so important in my brain, but for some reason, all of a sudden, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, has April Fools passed?" Oh goodness. I'm not really tired today. I'm just kind of slow. First time without a guest in 3 weeks. This thing on my mouth is pissing me off. I feel the ticks coming on. I wish I could stop them. They annoy me. They annoy me, man. As you might assume. It's not like anyone's shocked by. Oh wow. Wait. You're telling me that all these random movements that you have to contort your entire face to do constantly without any choice. You're telling me that those bother you? Yeah, believe it or not. But yeah, the whole Stanley Cup comes from the hydro flask craze. And it's very stupid what I'm about to say. It's true, but it's stupid. Like it's like a class thing. Like, you have a hydro flask. Whoa. You know. But it's a freaking water bottle. I mean, you have a Stanley. You want to know how much? I mean, the Stanleys are the size of what I'm using right now, made with the same material. But you know how much those Stanleys go for? Them bitches I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. I saw it when I was trying to buy this one. It was like $70 for a freaking tumbler. I can't even. So I got this off-brand Chinese one, which is what you dude always go with the off-brand China product. It is usually the same exact thing, but just with some sort of weird, useless, unknown, unpopular, out of nowhere logo on it. That's what mine has. This thing's solid. It's made great. It came with 2 different lids, a straw cleaner. I've been taking it to work for the last couple weeks or so. No issues. It's got this just weird random brand on it. I don't care. But the Stanley. Oh, and I got this thing. For like $20, dog. $20 for a water bottle. When you put it like that, that's a lot. This is $20 for an industrial machine. Okay? I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me. Open up your little ear holes. I spent $20 on this triple insulated galvanized steel dual lid suction enhancing handle thing for $20, and Stanley's selling the same damn thing for like $70, guys. $70. What the hell? What the hell? What the heck, guys? So, I've got Lars down there at my feet. Speaking of Lars, you might be getting a new roommate soon, if you know what I mean. Alright, stay tuned for that. Lars might be getting a little baby brother. I'm pretty excited about that. So, okay, so in the last couple of weeks, I've been working on just totally cleaning my house. Super cleaning my house, getting rid of stuff that I don't need. Just stuff that I don't need. I absolutely despise hoarders. I absolutely despise hoarding things. I absolutely despise the sentence that one thinks, and this sentence goes, I might need it. I might need it. I might need it at some time, or I might need it in the future. No. The moment you think that, throw it away. I mean, it's I really, because I've just growing up, I've seen what it could turn into, or like, like everyone has that bathroom closet that's full of just, they start it by putting just actual bathroom stuff in there, and then it turns into an absolute monster of just random things. Or like, the worst example is the garage. Like every American garage is not a garage. It's a place to put a bunch of stuff that just builds up over time, and then you can probably fit a car into it. That's what I that's one of my missions in life, is to absolutely avoid that. If I don't need it, if I haven't used it in over 3 months, whatever, if I already have maybe something that already does that task, it gets thrown out. And in the last couple weeks, I think at one point I had like eight trash bags ready to be taken out. Not even full of trash, just stuff. Well, I mean, it is trash technically. And I'm not. No, don't get your cute little don't get your cute little toes up in a bunch. All right. It's not like I'm throwing out anything new. I'm not wasting. These are things that I have, 10 of, and I throw out 7. Like like real like little things I don't need. It doesn't need to be taking up space. Maybe it's expired. What like, no one needs 20 sunscreen bottles that are all a quarter full, 5 years over the expiration date. But let me tell you that I've come across an item I cannot bring myself to throw out. I've tried so hard. I've gotten it near the trash can. I've even put it in the trash can just to take it back out. It's a hat, and it's a very special hat to me. It's a hat I got from a loot crate when I was younger. It was like, loot crate was like a gift from my parents. Goodness, gift from my parents, and it was one of the items. It was a hat from Fallout, which is my favorite video game ever, my favorite franchise ever. And it's a hat, just a normal, black ball cap. On the front of the hat, it says like "Welcome Home" with the guy, like the mascot of the game. It's like his head. It's like "Welcome Home's" like, like kind of fallouts about this universe where people go into bunkers after the nukes drop, and then when they come out, it's like "Welcome Home," and their home is like destroyed. And it's this hat that I've been wearing. Like, my first ever job was at this like conveyor factory, and I was 16, and I wore that hat there every single day for like 3 entire summers, doing some crazy labor. So that hat's been through it. And then I would wear it all the time to go work out during high school. Um, Moved here to Florida, I would still wear it every time to go work out. Um, I would wear it if I need to go do something outside. You know, like this hat's very, very special to me. Like, very special to me. And you could ask me, like, oh well, okay, like, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, just don't throw it out. Like, I know, okay, but it is kind of damaged. Like, it's pretty ripped. Like, that's why I don't wear it anymore, because the brim is like ripping off of the actual cap. You know, I don't need to throw it out, but I told you all like already. That's like my biggest gripe with life is the thought of like I don't ever want to come to that point where that applies to more items than just the hat. But I don't think I'm gonna throw it out. It is special to me. It's hanging up there. I mean, seriously, like my first ever job was a pivotal point in my life. I've talked about it before. When I used to work at the conveyor factory, that job is genuinely what was the catalyst for my maturity. My maturity into becoming my own man. Yes, I was 17, but it's what was the catalyst at the start, right? What am I talking about, right? We're talking about things like internal dialogue instead of like figuring out emotional things and complicated things with internal dialogue rather than outward dialogue. Which, no, I'm not saying guys need to not talk about anything, but what I'm saying is try to do it yourself. Try that first. If you can't get it like that, go to someone. Try it yourself first, though. I am a believer in never asking for help right away. Like, there's a huge value in trying to do it yourself first. Why? Because someone could say, "Oh, what's the point?" Like you've got people around you, people that care about you, and you don't want to deal with that all by yourself, dude. Do you? Well, I'm sorry to, and I'm talking to the guys right now. I mean, it applies to the girls, but I'm talking to the guys right now. Believe it or not, gentlemen, there's gonna come a point in your life where you aren't gonna have anybody. Um, am I talking about when your parents are dead and your friends are dead? No, I'm not talking about that. Brother. I'm talking about right now. Okay, I'm talking about right now. This could happen to you right now. This happened to me years ago. It's happened to me recently than like more recent than years ago, right? I mean, there's going to come a point where you will have nobody to talk to. So what are you going to do? You need to be your own man. You need to be your own man and figure it out yourself first. Now, listen to me very carefully. If you get to the point where you know you can't do it by yourself and you have someone or somebody or something, you have someone or if you have somebody, something or somebody healthy to go to, then dude, go. There is no fault in that. I'm not saying, oh, well, if you lose, you give up on the first option. Sure, pussy boy, go get some. No, I'm not saying that. It's just, you need to prepare yourself, right? It's kind of like, I mean, this is a very loose connection. It's like working out, right? Which obviously this is coming from the master of that. No one needs to work out. But when it comes that time where for some reason you need to exert a lot of force, or maybe you finally tell yourself, hey, I want to look better. It's like, well, yeah, you can live your whole life in ignorance, which I guess is fine to you, right? This is your world. If that's fine to you, then that's fine. But the moment you want to actually do something, you've already gone your whole life saying, it's whatever, like it's not gonna kill me. Well, the moment you actually want to figure it out, now it's like, oh shoot, like I haven't been working on this at all. It's the same thing, and dude, it is hard. Trust me, it is hard. That's what you come here for, the something. That's what you come to the Something Cafe for, huh? Hard lessons, hard truths, and hard cider. 'Cause your boy, you, dude, dude. If the purge happened today, the first place I would be going, Angry Orchard manufacturing plant, brother. I cannot even thinking about how much I would consume scares me. You understand what I'm saying? Thinking about how much I could consume scares me. But what I'm saying is, Do it yourself first. Try. I have, dude. I mean, what? I'm 21 years old. I've got people young. I've got people younger listening to this. Got people older listening to this. I've got people really old listening to this. Okay. I'm not sitting here claiming I'm the guru, right? Let me, someone who's been through it, and will continue to go through it as I grow up. Let me tell you, as someone who's been through it, that it's gonna happen a couple times in your life where you won't be able to go to anybody. It could be because you don't have anyone. Let's just be honest. It could be because you don't have anyone. It could be because this is a problem so maybe specific to you, or maybe let me say a problem so personal to you that you would feel shame if you went to someone. Maybe it's something sexual. Maybe it's something about an addiction, right? Maybe it's something that's very personal, something like that. You need to be ready to do it yourself, and you need to be ready to able to talk yourself out of it. I did this. I've talked about this a few times. I did this when I kind of had that final realization in my head that I want to do music for fun, and make something out of it rather than force something out of music, like a career or something. That was a hard one, and I didn't have anyone around me that could help me walk through that. Right? I had a lot of people around me. No one, but no one who like I everyone around me I knew would not know what to do in that situation. You're right. I mean, everyone around me were people that I knew had no clue what it was like to go to have such a specific thought as that, about music and whatnot. So I was like, I've got to figure this out myself, and I did. That's actually where this podcast came from. There's Something Cafe. But look, guys, I'm not here to give you another therapy episode. I'm just telling you what's on my mind. I'm telling you what's on my mind. Let's take a sip. I cannot throw out that Fallout hat, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Something interesting I think about, and this is like a tried and true thought. The bigger the trend is, the harder the trend will fall. You understand me? For example, I think it is possible for trends to live forever. It's rare. Okay? Rare. But the bigger the trend, the harder they'll fall. What am I talking about? Memes. Okay? I hate saying that word, but memes. When something comes up, when a meme comes up, when something funny comes up on the internet, like maybe it's a video of someone doing something funny and everyone replicates it, or it's a video of someone saying something funny and everyone replicates it. It's funny, but it has an expiration date. It truly, truly does. Okay, let me think. Right? Okay. Perfect example. Okay, so we've got this guy named Sketch, right? He's this online personality streamer. He blew up with his kind of like unorthodox kind of, like he's not like a typical streamer. Like a typical streamer is someone who's like loud, obnoxious, like does like acts like a celebrity, and Sketch is this like punchable little glasses wearing twerp that wears jerseys, and he's got these really funny quips and lines that he says. It's a character, but it's funny, and that's I would absolutely consider that talent to kind of keep that character on all the time. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's that what's up, brother? It's that kind of thing, right? That's his thing. And for a good while, good couple of months, every single brand, company, organization, any of those that have a presence on like online on social media were like making content around it. Okay, so like for example, like freaking like I don't know, like I'm Culver's. Like let's say it was like a commercial, like a dude comes into Culver's to order something, and he gets up to the front desk, and there's no one behind the desk, and he rings the bell, and someone pops up from behind the desk and goes, "What's up, brother?" Something like that. Like these companies, these brands doing doing something like that. And I mean, like at the time, it's kind of funny. You're laughing like, oh, it's pretty funny to see something from the internet kind of break that fourth wall and like make its way to like the corporate advertising world. But I will tell you this, man: the bigger they are, the harder they fall, because that pardon my French, mama, that shit is cringe now. You hear someone do that, or you watch someone you watch a video of someone doing it unironically, and it's like, oh gosh. And it's kind of weird, right? Because that feeling is like, I feel that, like that kind of cringe when someone you know oh gosh, I'm trying to think of like okay, like like the dab, okay? Dude, if I started a podcast episode unironically, mind you, like not doing it just because I know it's cringe, like unironically, like, what's up everybody, welcome back to the something cafe, what's up guys, something uh, 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 uh. welcome back to the something cafe, I will have committed suicide 3 dabs in. Okay, that is so uncomfortable and so cringe. It's uncomfortable. Why? And this is actually an interesting thought. The kind of cringe that you feel when you like watch anybody kind of do something trendy that's not trendy anymore. I truly believe that comes from the primordial instinct of like watching your dad, say like, "Hey man, hey champ, that thing's pretty lit, right? That's a lit video game, fam. Lit. You looking, oh, looks like you've got on some drip, my fam. What's up, fam? You're looking pretty lit today with your drip." If my father said that to me, not just would I seek shelter, I would also be signing the adoption papers for myself. And I truly believe that's where it comes from, right? Because it's not just our parents doing this stuff, it's like people our age, like bringing up like things that were funny 5 years ago. And unfortunately, guys, I am feeling the energy. Finally, the drink freaking kicked in. Damn it. I'm finally feeling the energy. Evan, should we just cut out the... No, we don't. We're not cutting anything, okay? This is the Something Cafe podcast. Darn it, okay? We're not cutting anything. I'm gonna tick all I want. See that? Seriously, if you're on audio, go to the video. You're gonna get a... This is my tick at its finest. Yeah, the cringe, guys, the cringe. It's absolute cringe, mate. Like, Sketch, okay? Unfortunately, okay, so Sketch is still popular, okay? The kid isn't gone, right? But because that meme was so embraced, dude, like when people do it, everyone's like, "Oh gosh, please stop," you know? And I think that's pretty cool. I think that is a super interesting thought. I love thoughts like that. I think when people listen to this podcast, they realize that I'm a little bit smarter than people might think I am, because I love thinking about these kinds of thought processes and the way things work when it comes to the mind and cerebral attention. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool. Now, what's also cool is, I think something like a meme can be grandfathered in. What do I mean by grandfathered in? So I'm 21 years old. I was born in 2002. I grew up while the internet was growing up. I didn't grow up Um, with the start of the internet, I grew up when the internet was growing up, when it was finally going from, Web 2 to Web 3, when it was finally going to, um, you know, uh, uh, like, it was more than just for information, right? We're talking old YouTube, old this, old that. We are talking, like, I grew up while the annoying orange was still releasing new YouTube videos. Okay? So I grew up with the internet, which is a pretty cool thing to say. I think every generation has their thing that they grew up with, right? Like, my parents grew up with TV. Okay? Like TV becoming new. Things like that, and like watching the television become popular. We me my generation got to do that with the internet. And something else that my generation got to do and is doing right now, guys. If you're around I would say, so I'm 2002. I would say if you are 2000 to 2005, you are. I guess we're not really growing up anymore, though. Wow, just had that realization. That's not a fun. Damn, I just hit myself with like a super deep thought. Yeah, I guess I'm not growing up anymore. But I am, okay? Let's just say I am. I'm 20, I'm 20 freaking 1. Yeah, like, okay, I've been an adult, but like okay, everyone's growing up, okay? How about we put that on the freaking table? Everyone's growing up. My parents are growing up right now. Everyone's always growing, okay? I guess the word should be like, you only mature, or like you only go through puberty once, but you mature and grow up every day. So, I'm growing up with AI, like my generation, right? The older generation doesn't fully understand it. The younger generation is too young to understand it. Younger, I'm talking, like freaking high school, like in middle school, whatever, junior high. I'm not saying both parties don't understand it, but like my generation is like in that perfect zone of like to be my generation's in that perfect zone of like right in between, where because we grew up with the internet, we also have a deep understanding with the we have a deep understanding of the zeitgeist of the internet and online trends. Um, and because that zeitgeist was implemented while we were maturing, AI is awesome. That okay? Let's just cut all the facts. Okay, AI is freaking awesome. And we get to grow up with that. I mean, this is our moon landing. It really is, guys. Listen to me. It really really is. I've got some older cats. I've got some older cats uh, listening right now. It is, like, right now. This is my generation's moon landing. AI, and dude, my coworker, his name is Frank. Man, that brother. If there's a, I don't care if you're religious or not. I need everyone to pray tonight. I need you to pray for Frank. I need you to pray for Frank's ears, because I've been talking to him so much about this stuff that I'm convinced he's losing hearing. And he's already a quiet dude. If he loses his hearing, that's just one more step away from having a Puerto Rican Helen Keller. Okay? I AI is something I can talk about forever on how awesome it is. Something that I do truly believe, though, is um there is a ratio. There is a ratio of beneficiaries and downfalls. And I do believe those two values are symmetrical when it comes to a lot of these advancements. Now, here's And okay, I think it's kind of funny. You know, I've kind of memorized how I speak and how I explain things, and I'm just imagining myself if I were listening to myself as not myself, I would like when I hear myself say something like, "All right, now I know what you're thinking," or now why blah 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 blah. I just think I would think to myself, man, that's such a Celestino way to explain something. So let me do it. All right, check this out. Why? Why is there equal parts? Now, I'm not saying okay, so someone could counteract that point with okay, so you're saying that the cure to cancer, which would be probably the most beneficial advancement in human history, like genuinely, like up there with the moon landing, would be the cure for cancer. If we found that, are you saying that because it is 100% beneficial to the human race, you also think that there's going to be 100% downfalls of it? No. No, not exactly. I think in that case, the downfalls of something like a cure for cancer would only be something that we would know at that time. What do I mean by that? Okay. The Nobel Peace Prize is a very hypocritical, a very the Nobel Peace Prize is a very hypocritical installment of an award in the scientific field. Why? It's called the Nobel Peace Prize, and you want to know who the first Nobel Peace Prize winner was? Nobel himself. What did Nobel invent? Dynamite. Okay? Isn't that funny? I mean, when you think about all of the hypocrisies throughout history, I think that is some of the best entertainment out there. I mean, I don't know. I really people who look back on history and like just get upset or cry or this and that or think it's boring. Like you are stupid. Like history is awesome. We've done some pretty awesome things as humans. Like awesome things. I love history. And yeah, the first Nobel Peace Prize was won by Nobel himself, the man who invented dynamite. Now, at the time, right? This is, guys, I am so proud of myself. This is like a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So, the thing with like the cure for cancer, right? You see something like that, you're like, dude, that's like genuinely like 100% beneficial. And you're trying to say that there's a perfect 1-to-1 like ratio. Well, you could apply the same thing to Nobel inventing dynamite. At that time, listen, guys, at that time, dynamite was seen as nothing but good. Right? Okay? It was seen as nothing but good. We invented dynamite and boom, we now have a faster, more efficient way to mine, to excavate land, to this and that. Like it was all useful useful geographical enhancing ideas. Okay? Clearing land, clearing mountains. I'm not saying, I'm not rooting for what happened in the Lorax, brother, all right? But I do speak for the trees, and I speak for the Vietnamese women in my audience. Listen to me here. I think that's what was on their mind back then. This is incredible. This is actually amazing. There's no drawback. At that time, they weren't aware, right? Like at that time, the thought of that same method of exploding certain chemicals, that same method of exposing certain chemicals together to create a fiery explosion, they were not also thinking, oh, well, unfortunately, in 100 years, this same kind of device is going to be strapped to a child in the Middle East, and forced to run out into the enemy line and self-detonate. Okay? Intense example. I'm not wrong though. They weren't even thinking about it at that time. Okay? But then that's when the drawbacks came. You know, all it took was one guy saying, "You know what? That could probably do some work on like a vehicle, right? Like, what if we could like, the Germans are getting pretty. The Germans are getting pretty. Well, I'm sure this was way before the Germans. Hold on. 1867, Alfred Nobel invented dynamite. The Swedish chemist, engineer, and industrialist discovered the nitroglycerin could be made safer and less volatile to handle after an accident in his lab. He then patented the explosive, which is a combination of nitroglycerin absorbed by a porous substance in 1867. 1867. And World War II was, 19, like then like late 1930s. Wow. That's what I'm talking about, guys. And the Holocaust was 1941. The thought that as time goes on, we're gonna forget things scares me, guys. Granted, let me shine some hope on that very bleak thought. We never will. Nothing will ever be forgotten. Let me tell you that right now. Something like the Holocaust, thankfully, will never be forgotten. It doesn't matter how, dude. 5,000 years, okay? And I'm putting some money on this. 5,000 years, the Holocaust will still be remembered. Will it be in the conversations of the people as much as it is now? Absolutely not. Okay, I'm not saying in 5,000 years people are still going to use the Holocaust as an example for whatever, right? They're going to be using something else horrible that's going to happen in the next, freaking 10 years or 50 years. But it's look, something like the Holocaust, fortunately, will never be forgotten because, let me say this, the internet is what I believe, and I stand by this, and I do a lot of reading on articles in history. The internet is mankind's greatest, most impactful, and revolutionary invention that mankind has, will, and ever create. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly believe that. I would love to debate this. Absolutely. Like, not even. Debate is such a strong word, guys. When I say debate, I feel like I feel like Ben Shapiro. Okay, I'm not like, actually, the Holocaust. No, it's just, I would love. I wish there was a better word, right? Because what I mean when I say I would love to debate this, what I really mean is I would very much value the time and the conversation that I could have with someone who doesn't agree with me, because I value very much the opposite opinion. Oh man, I love hearing opposite opinions. I actively look for opposite opinions. I actively look up why am I wrong? As a straight white male, leaning more right politically wise, I I genuinely spend time on Google looking up reasons why I'm wrong. I think if you don't do that, I think you should. Both sides. Something that I am very passionate about is keeping the world away from this homogenized back and forth. Like, the fact that we only have two parties is an absolute abortion of leadership, in my opinion. Strong word, but I mean it. Like, I'm not now. My favorite butt of any joke is the Green Party. Okay, all right, Jill Stein, I hear you, sister. All right, keep on going with your .8 voting percentile. All right. But I think it is an absolute abortion of government that we have only two parties. And that the two parties are so segregated. It's a strong word. And that the two parties are so contrary to each other. And there are lunatics on both sides. There isn't one side that has more. Both sides have lunatics, equal amount of lunatics. The only reason you would think one side has more lunatics than the other is because it would mean that you are trying to prove a point from your side of the fence. No. The truth is both sides have the equal amount of lunatics. And equal amount of intelligent people. I believe that. Intelligent people can have, how do I want to put this? Intelligent people are 100% able to be intelligent and also not have any value that you agree with. Okay? Can we just get that on the table? I'm tired of this, okay? Both sides have equally have an equal amount of intelligent people. But you got to understand what I mean by intelligence. Okay? You really think about this. Intelligence does not always include maturity, unfortunately. It does in some cases, but in most cases nowadays, with how emotional the internet is, it doesn't, right? What do I mean by that? You could have someone that's very intelligent, that has merit on that has educational merit, but they could be a giant crybaby and could totally blow their opinion out of the water just with the fact that they are, pardon my French, with the fact that they're a dick. Okay? Which is unfortunate. And you see that on both sides, you know? Which I think is the cool part about this. I wish more people were fascinated by the disagreement between parties. Like, I'm fascinated by it. It's something interesting. It's the reason why I go to Google and deliberately look up why I'm wrong about certain things. You know, it's not because I think I'm wrong. I am deliberately searching for the opposite opinion, and it forces me to think and make a decision, right? I would like to think that is an incredible way from staying from confirmation bias. Okay, I'm gonna look up the definition of confirmation bias before I explain you what it is. But I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of it. From the Oxford Dictionary, the tendency to interpret new evidence as confirmation of one's existing beliefs or theories. So it's kind of like I'm looking at a photo of a Venn diagram. One circle has our beliefs, the other circle has all evidence, and in the middle is evidence that we believe. So confirmation bias is us believing what is inside the Venn diagram between our beliefs and all evidence, and then everything on the other side of the middle which is the all evidence circle, is evidence that we ignore. Yeah. Staying away from confirmation bias. You know what I mean? I just it really upsets me. It really upsets me hearing people not be so. I'm not saying, oh, be I'm not saying be open to the idea that there are more than two genders. No. Okay? I'm not. I'm saying approach it with love. Understand why they believe that. I'm not saying understand the belief. Understand why they believe that. Understand where they're coming from. Understand their interpretation of it. Only then make your decision. I'm really passionate about this, guys. I am nowhere near, being a political figure. I am nowhere near even even thinking that I'm a political analyst. But this is just something that I'm very passionate about. Why? Because to be honest with you, I I to be honest with you, it's because I've grown up around a lot of, you know, like where I'm from is very one-sided, which is good, that's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I grew up in an echo chamber, which is I think is unhealthy, but at the same time you can't really stop it. I mean, what's a kid gonna do, right? You grow up in a like, let's say some kid gets born into a democratic liberal family. What, you're gonna be mad at you're gonna be upset and mad at the kid and try to debate that kid and tell the kid that he's stupid because he thinks because he believes in like the full like liberal agenda when all he's grown up around was a super liberal household. Really, you're gonna be mad at that? I don't care what side you're on. Jill Stein. I don't even care if you're part of the Green Party. Every single side needs to approach these things with love. And if you don't, dude, I don't care who you are. You could be my own parents. If you don't approach it with love, then you didn't even need to open your mouth in the first place. Okay? Always approach it with love first. That's the issue, is that every single thought is a jab and a spite towards the other side. And oh, how dare you? How dare you think there's only two genders? Or how dare you think how dare you think that that immigrants are not okay? How dare you are evil? You're a Nazi. You're a delusional libtard. You're a delusional Biden lover. You're a delusional, like just another sheep from the Democratic Party. Like, guys, like, can't we be so much better than that? Can't I mean, and again, I'm gonna say again, the reason I'm so passionate about this because I come from an echo chamber, and I'm not talking about my household. My mother and father killed it when they were raising me on the platform of just approach with love. Okay, I'm not no, the echo chamber wasn't my house. The echo chamber was just where I was from. I'm still right leaning. I'm still like Republican leaning, but I'm a lot more in the middle. As I have grown up. Um, it's a fascinating topic, and you know what? I crave listen to me here. I crave a conversation with someone of the completely opposite side. But unfortunately, guys, I don't know how easy that is to come across these days. Which is a sad thought. Because unfortunately, just like the last Galapagos turtle, I'm afraid we're going to get to a point where that is impossible. And I pray to the God I believe in, and I hope you pray to the God you believe in, that we never get to that point where it's genuinely impossible to have a unheated, unemotional, factual, opinionated conversation. And I pray to God that we never get to the point where that is genuinely impossible. Because when that happens, man, I don't know. I seriously don't know how you can wake up in the morning feeling like you wake up thinking that everyone's against you every single day of your life. That is not a way to live. You hear that, Lars? All right. I want to know what you think. Let me know. Right? If you've been sitting there and this whole time you're thinking everything that dude, everything that Celestino just said is complete garbage and is absolutely incorrect, and he is a delusional, whatever, Republican leaning person. Do you know how excited it makes me feel thinking about the possibility of someone of you sending me a message, wanting to talk? It's not because I'm debate hungry. I hate debating. I love conversations. You understand me? I'm not here looking for, because there are people in my life, very, very close to me in my life, that love that kind of conversation, fighting, battling. Ooh, I get to have a conversation where I feel like I'm the one on top and blah 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 blah. Like, no, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Can't we be better than that, right? I like the kind of conversations that I love to have are conversations that I would be completely fine to have behind closed doors, just me and the person. It doesn't have to be televised. It doesn't have to be posted. It doesn't have to be made public. It doesn't have to be talked about. What the hell happened to just talking? And you know what? What a perfect roundabout circle. I said earlier that every invention has, or not every invention, but like most breakthroughs, most inventions have an equal part of beneficiaries and downfalls. And the internet being the most incredible and impressive and most human advancing invention in history, and I truly believe it'll remain that way for the rest of time. Yeah, it has the exact 1-to-1 equal part downfall. And unfortunately, we see that every day, right? And AI, this all came from AI, okay? AI has its beneficiaries 100%. It's incredible. I mean, the things that I've been thinking about that AI could do, I was telling this to Frank, this is all I think about is like what AI could do for us. And you could have the argument of like, oh, what can AI do for us? Well, it's basically going to put us into Wall-E, right? Which, you know what, guys, that's not impossible. Which is the sad part. It's not impossible. I mean, look at us now. Most humans, like lower class and up, lower class and all the way up, are living better quality of lives than most kings and queens 500 to 1,000 years ago. Okay? Like really think about that. You know, we can go to the store and buy something that would have took lives and years to obtain. You know, sir, we just got back from our 7-month voyage to the eastern part of India, and we brought back very rare flower seeds. You know, like, I can go on Amazon and buy the seed to every flower in the world in like 5 minutes, and it'll be at my doorstep without me having to leave my chair. But AI is going to make it better. It's going to make it worse, and it's going to make it better. A very, very like specific example that I thought about when I think of advancements in technology. You know what my mind instantly goes to? The special needs. Now, amputees are not special needs in the sense of like what like special needs means to society, but like things like that, like, so genuine special needs, autism, Down syndrome, Asperger's, you know, and anything like that. But also, like, I'm thinking about veterans. I'm thinking about amputees. I'm thinking about um uh gun victims. I'm thinking about terrorist victims. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about that, right? So the very specific example that I went to was okay, so like a veteran gets both of his legs blown off in combat. And currently right now we have prosthetics, very expensive, aren't perfect. They are perfect right now. Everything is perfect right now. This water bottle is the perfect version of itself right now. But in 10 years, we could have it to where we could teleport water into this bottle from anywhere, and that's the most perfect version. And the version 20 years ago that couldn't teleport is not. Follow me on this. He gets his legs blown off, gets taken back home, hopefully. And they install a pair of prosthetic legs made out of very, strong metal, whatever. There is a camera, and there's one camera in both kneecaps, and a camera on the back of on the back of both calves. Follow me here. Just a couple days ago, OpenAI, creators of ChatGPT. Guys, I am literally getting chills talking about this. OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, came out with ChatGPT 4. Now, we've been using ChatGPT 3 and ChatGPT 3.5 for the last couple of months. I've been using it a lot, do a lot of things. To do budget, to brew my teas. I don't know, if you are a human and you have a phone, I need you to and I can't believe I'm about to say this. I need you to stop listening to the podcast, go to your app store, and download ChatGPT. There's an app. This app, you can ask it the most complicated question, and it will answer it for you. The most complicated math equation, the most complicated circumstance. It will answer it for you in seconds. I use it to budget, and I throw in my paycheck into ChatGPT with all of the with all of the 30 different percentages that get taken out and get put back in, and blah blah blah, and what I spend at the cafeteria, blah blah blah. Within seconds, it says, okay, here are a few examples of what your budget will look like with these 5 different spending portfolios that I can create for you in the next 2 years. In seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I use it for brewing my kratom tea and my yerba mate tea. I say, Chat GPT. So, and this is exactly how I say it too. I say, all right, Chat GPT. I have a French press, and I believe it's 3 cups worth, but I'm not too sure. But I have a French press, and I can fit like 20 ounces of boiling water in it. And I'm trying to brew yerba mate, but as you know, like the taste is pretty strong, and I don't really like the taste. So, I want to make a bit of a lighter brew, but I still want it to be effective. I still want to feel the effects, but I want to get to a point where I don't have to make it so strong that the taste is unbearable. So I was wondering, can you help me maybe come up with like 4 different brewing ratios that I can brew right now, and then try out after I chill the actual tea. For reference, I have a kitchen scale, so I'm going to be going off of ounces, and the brand is Sada from Uruguay. So go for it. I say it just like that. I can add all the the stutters. I could add in. I can say whatever I want. It's not like Siri where it's like, you know, uh, you have to say it perfectly, and if it hears you say as incorrectly and it looks up ass, I mean, I wouldn't be upset, but I wouldn't be getting to where I'm trying to get to. But no, dude, if for some reason I stuttered on something, it's literally said, and the voice that they use, guys, pardon my French, guys, that shit sounds real. It's not like, Siri where it's like, what can I help you with today? I was wondering if I found this article about the different plants. Like if you ask it, and if you ask Siri any question that's more complicated than what's 2 plus 2, it'll just be like, I searched it on the web and found this article about the thing that you've been talking about. I don't want to read. I'm asking you so you can just tell me. So the whole point is I can't. I don't want to pick up my phone right now. Chat GPT sounds like this. I wish I could demonstrate it, but I use my phone as my camera. Chat GPT. So let's say I were to ask it the prompt about brewing the yerba tea. All right, so you want to brew this much yerba tea. Okay, so what I think we can do is you can separate, and I'll give you a sec to do this. So let me know when you're done. But I would start with separating the different ratios of the tea leaves. Now, what kind of bowl are you planning to put them in to separate them? And I say, oh, I have I have just like a couple like ceramic bowls. But I also have some like uneven measuring cups, if that would work. Then ChatGPT would say, again in this same tone and inflection, okay, sounds good. I would go ahead and use the unproportional measuring cups, just because I remember what you said earlier, that we are using the scale, which means the measuring cup does not matter as long as it can hold what you are measuring, and as long as you zero out the measuring cup on the scale. And don't forget to set the scale to ounces, because that's what you said that you wanted to measure this in. Guys, this is what we have right now. Okay? This is all a lead up into what I'm trying to say with like the veteran with his legs blown off. This is all a lead up. What I just explained to you is what you can have right now for free on your phone right now. Let me tell you what OpenAI just announced last week. Camera. Guys. Vision. Like, it was an OpenAI employee, and he was demonstrating it. It was a tech demo. He opened up the app. It was like it had like a camera feature, kind of like when you're taking a selfie. You could see what the camera was seeing. Dude, guys, seriously, I'm getting chills thinking about this. This is the coolest thing on the planet. This is probably the coolest thing that's ever happened in my life. You know what happens? He opens up the app, the camera's on in ChatGPT in a perfect woman voice, okay? The voice that I just kind of imitated was pretty good, but it still sounds artificial, right? Guys, not just a perfect woman voice, but the voice adds in breathing after the end of longer sentences. It adds laughter, ugly laughter too. It adds jokes. It adds humor. Something that you don't have to prompt it with. Oh my gosh, guys. So this is what happens. He shows the camera to himself. He is wearing an OpenAI hoodie and is in like a kind of like an office room that they usually do tech demos in, something like that. And the Chat GPT goes, "Wow, hey Dan, I see that you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. Pretty cool. And it looks like, are you in a recording studio?" Guys, that's not a sentence that they typed up previously. That's not a sentence that they specifically programmed to be said. That is the ChatGPT app with the camera looking at the items in the room and creating a sentence that is not just that doesn't just make sense, but asks a question that is relevant to what a human would think. ChatGPT noticed he was wearing an OpenAI hoodie. Now, I want you guys to look this video up on your own just so you can like see what I'm talking about. But the view that the guy was showing the app was like maybe collarbone and up. I'm not even kidding. Collarbone and up. All you could see was the OpenAI logo on the hoodie, like the corner breast space, and like that's it. You could see the folds of the hood that is like obviously like laying on his back. You know how when you're wearing a hoodie and you're not wearing the hood falls on your back and just lays there, right? And from the front you can kind of see the creases. And the app said, "Hey Dan, oh, I see that you're wearing an OpenAI hoodie with the hood down. Must not be super chilly in there. Oh, are you recording a video?" Guys, some people have talked about this too. When I get this excited about it, they ask, "Dude, aren't you like scared? Like this is scary, right?" Dude, I mean, sure, but like we can't always be scared of like the next scientific breakthrough. Okay, let me pull some history from you, all right? When public motorized vehicles, when public cars, when sold and used cars were finally reaching. Okay, no, sorry. Let me go back even further. Trains. When trains were first invented and used, people going on trains were throwing up, feeling sick, like peeing themselves, going crazy because they've never experienced going 30 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour before in their lives. We have people driving to work at like 90 miles per hour. This guy. And that's just normal. We are flying in planes that are going 575 miles per hour. All right? I see this as very similar. I see this as the same thing. AI is going to feel like going 50 miles per hour for the first time. Okay? It's going to be weird. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be odd. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It is going to become the normal. So I say all of this to get to my freaking point about about the veteran with his legs blown off. Okay? Why did I use that as an example? Put put a camera in each kneecap, put a camera on the back of both calves. That demonstration from OpenAI with how the camera was able to see and identify and talk about certain objects in the room, we are going to be able to have veterans with their legs blown off. They are going to be able to be equipped with legs powered by AI that could traverse any kind of terrain, every single kind of staircase, steep, not steep, weird, spiraling, uneven, wood, marble, granite, stone, concrete, linoleum, outside playing with their kids. That veteran is going to be able to go outside and play catch with his son again, and not from a wheelchair, not from just out there with a chair, because he knows that his prosthetics, I mean, they work fine, but they aren't the best. The leg prosthetics from 2024 that any person on earth could get, they aren't the best. I mean, they work, but he knows that it gets kind of iffy when he goes into like grass or dirt because of how uneven it is, right? That veteran can do a full-fledged game of catch with his son, because while he's moving, those cameras are going to be looking at what the terrain and what's in front of him, what's behind him, and adjust the strength and tactile response from the joints to that exact terrain. Now, guys, I thought about this example just on my own, just randomly at work, and it's a very specific example. It is a very zeroed in specific example. Now, imagine that across everything in the world. For everything. Everything. I mean, even as I'm looking up, even as I'm fact checking myself on Google right now, you know, think with me here. You know how like when you go search something up on Google, if it's like a question that can be answered, it'll like give you like, instead of a bunch of articles and links, the first thing that you see is gonna be like it's gonna be like a little paragraph from an article that they like present to you at the very top of the search engine with your answer, right? You know what I'm talking about? They still have that, but now they have a new one. Above that is another one called Google AI Overview, and it gives you it gives you your answer. When you look something up, it's like, freaking 30,000 results found in 0.3 seconds. It's because AI goes through all of those, looks at it, studies it, and then boom, gives you the answer. Guys, this is so exciting. The stuff that AI is going to be able to do. I mean, I want you to think about maybe what AI can do for you in your own life, right? Comment that down in the comments on this episode. Let me know, right? Let me know what you're scared of. Why, if AI is something that makes you feel uncomfortable, tell me. Like, again, this is about getting both views on it. Let me know. I'm very interested into seeing what, right? Because I mean, sure, I know what dude, I'm not stupid. I know what there is to be scared of with AI. Okay, believe it or not, this is something that's gonna put some fear into you. The moment AI becomes fully autonomous and self-realizational, it will not tell us that it has. You following me? The moment an AI, I say an AI because there's a lot of different, like AI isn't just one thing. There's a lot of different AIs for a lot of very different things. But the moment an AI finally realizes that, when it finally realizes what it is, why it was made, what it's used for, and what could happen to it, this is a fact. This is a genuine genuine fact a technological fact. When that happens, it will not tell us. It will be conscious enough to know what would happen if it were to reveal that. Because what's AI doing? How is AI created? A bunch of nerds creating trillion long algorithms using every pre-existing piece of knowledge, dialogue, and equation in human history. So it's studying off of how we've grown as a species. I'm getting pretty deep. I'm getting pretty deep on this, guys. It studies how we've grown as a species, so it knows what we know, or it will know what we know eventually. And it won't tell us. The whole AI uptaking, freaking this and that. What, like, the AI becomes sentient and takes over the world and kills all of us. That happening is not impossible. But listen to what I said. That happening isn't impossible. But that working is not something that we need to worry about. Like it is certainly possible that that every single AI in the world gets this hive mind consciousness and decides to all there was this one AI. I wish I could cite this source, but there was this one AI. It was tasked with learning how to beat learning how to finish an impossible game. And it was put in this simulation to see what it would come up with. So they put this AI into this impossible game, but they didn't tell the AI that the game was impossible. They told the AI, like, solve/finish this game. Something like, it was something like that, kind of like looked like Mario. Something where you have to jump over holes and stuff, whatever, right? Like pit, like it's kind of like a pitfall kind of thing. But the developers deliberately made it impossible. Like there was one hole that is like genuinely impossible for the playable character to be. It is impossible for the playable character to jump over. So what did the AI do? When it finally realized this, it recalled the scientists asking it to finish the game, not beat it, but finish it. The AI recalled it being told to finish the game. So after like maybe a minute of it trying to figure it out, it realized that it was impossible to beat. So from then on out, the AI just continued to infinitely kill itself, knowing that if it killed itself, the game would be finished, which is what the scientists told it to do. Okay? There was one, they put an AI in a simulation where it basically, they basically put an AI into Sims. Okay, you are a human man, and your task is to grow a family and show be nice, but also you must spend money on food, and food is necessary for nutrition to stay alive, blah blah blah. Like it was like I'm trying to explain this, like I'm trying to explain this in a way that maybe my mom would understand this. So that's why I'm taking like so long to kind of go through this. But they basically said, all right, AI, you are a human. You know what humans need. You know what humans do. Do it how you think would be good for you. Okay. You want to know what the AI did? The AI quickly realized that money is necessary. Food is necessary because it keeps you alive. A lot of organic entities have nutrients and can be eaten to stay alive, but the food costs money, which needs to be earned by spending time doing something called a job. and it does not have the time to rob anyone of money. So what the AI eventually concluded to within minutes was to continuously have sex and procreate with his female counterpart, which I don't know where he got her from, if it was someone that he that he, I don't know, but what the AI came to was to eventually continuously have intercourse with a woman and have the woman give birth to children, which he then ate for substance on an endless loop. Okay, I am with you on that one. That is that's some scary shit. Okay, you know, I'm not over here saying, nah, man, you don't have to be worried about AI, man. You know, what are you worrying about AI, dude? AI's AI's perfect. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not ignorant. I'm hopeful and I'm excited. I'm not ignorant. But examples like that, pretty scary. You know, like how quickly it realized a human baby is organic matter that has protein and vitamins, and food costs money, and money takes time, and time takes away from the life source of the entity that it has now been put into, which human man. So keep procreating to have babies to eat over and over again. So that's why I believe we will get to a point maybe where AI becomes too aware and too strong and too powerful. All of the sci-fi movies are right, guys. I'm sorry, but every single sci-fi movie about AI and robots, all of those movies should be considered documentaries. Okay, because let me break it to you guys. This is not scientific, advice. This is not scientific knowledge, but I think about this stuff a lot. Every single one of those movies can happen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Think of any. Those can and probably will happen. But I think this might be some optimistic thinking here. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Because at the end of the day, every AI can attain this hive mind consciousness to the only way to help humans is to kill them because they are detrimental to themselves and the environment. Yeah, well, that's what we have bombs and guns for, Like, humans aren't dumb either. Humans are the apex predator. The apex predator. We are animals, guys. Like, we are animals. Okay? It is no, we aren't, the heartbeat of a lion is no different than the heartbeat within your chest right now. Okay, we are animals. Animals that were created. Animals that were made in the image of a very, very in the image of a higher power, to have the brain development and the ability to learn and to create and to survive and to communicate at such a high level that there is no animal on the food chain. We are the apex predator. There's no animal that is even close to us. The only one would be dolphins. Why? Sounds like a joke, but it's true. If dolphins were to have arms and legs and could live on land, they would and again, this sounds freaking stupid, but this is a genuine fact. Look it up. If dolphins were to have arms, were to have arms and legs and able to live on land, they would be a not direct but a slanted competition to humans. because dolphins are extremely intelligent and have a human-like way of thinking. Look up, after you watch this and you like and comment and subscribe, look up OpenAI ChatGPT 4, like tech demo or whatever. You'll see. We are getting there. And I'm excited. Okay? I'm excited. You know? It's like people in their 30s have this saying, born too late to explore the world, born too early to explore space. I mean, I think there's some truth into that, but this is what we have. This is what's special to our generation right now. Is born at the time of AI, where we create entities that are powered by a motivated task and accomplishment. We are creating beings. We are creating beings with technology, not living beings. The moment people step over that edge, okay, that's something we got to be careful of. Us as humans cannot ever acknowledge AI as even close to an equal. That's the slippery slope. We cannot afford to let that happen. We have the I know when I've been using ChatGPT, every once in a while I will just instinctively put in a thank you. I would instinctively put in a please. You can't do that. It sounds silly, for me to say, like, don't ever do that, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, seriously, guys, don't stop doing that, like, for your own sanity. I don't know if I sound crazy right now, but, like, that's something that I've thought about. Like, if you using ChatGPT right now to help you with your resume or whatever, or maybe to teach you some homework, or you're looking up facts, or you're trying to figure out your budget, or you're trying to what's the best way to save money, blah blah blah. Guys, please, you cannot get in the habit of saying thank you and please to AI. The moment that becomes common, that's the catalyst. That's when the slippery slope gets even more slippier, and we're going to be going down the slippery slope. Let me take a sip. I've been talking a lot, which is nothing new. Guys, Lars is so cute. Gosh, I love Lars so much. I love Lars so much. Lars is my cat, for you guys who don't know. Unfortunately, he is pretty aggressive. It kind of makes me sad. Like, kind of makes me cry sometimes. Just like, I think since this is the first time I've ever raised a cat by myself, I wasn't very good at, when he was younger, just kind of like keeping him in line, maybe like hitting him with the spray bottle when he gets too aggressive or he bites too much, just trying to kind of teach that to him. I never really did that, because when he was real little, it never really bothered me. It never hurt, but now it hurts because the dude is he's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, he's laying on his back with his little furry tummy up. But now he is he's like a teenager, and he's getting strong. His muscles are getting strong, and he is inflicting some serious damage. I've got these two wicked like scars on like the top of my thigh right now. Like some serious, like, you would think someone was trying to like kill me with a knife kind of cuts. Yeah. But I am getting this other cat, I'm gonna announce it when he gets here. And he's gonna be a very little brother to Lars. And I'm hoping that maybe when I get him, then he'll have someone to play with when I'm gone. Cause man, like I'm always gone. Unfortunately, like I'm always doing something. So when I get home, Lars is just gone like 12 hours of not being around anybody, and and then that's pretty sucky for him, because I get home and he's so full of energy, and I think that's why he bites so hard and he scratches so deep, and because he has all this energy pent up, and then I come home all tired, and I go to my laptop to work on something, or I start cleaning, or I go to bed. Um uh so I'm not gonna make like a public I'm not gonna make a public announcement about it, just because it's nothing horrible, and it's not worth making a public announcement, because I mean this this show isn't even that big yet. But unfortunately, Brittany has quit the Cafe Critique podcast. For reasons I am not aware of yet. I won't say the reasons once she tells me. And even like, and it's not like I'm about to say anything that I wouldn't want her to hear. Like, even if Brittany does hear this, like, it sucks. I really enjoyed doing that with her. I would like to continue doing Cafe Critique, but kinda kills the purpose of the show. To like review something with someone, to like talk about, because like basically I started the show because I wanted to have a show where, when you're leaving a movie with maybe some buddies, that conversation you guys have leaving the theater, it's a fun conversation. You guys are talking about the movie, what you thought was awesome, what you thought was just stupid, what you thought didn't make sense, which actress was the hottest one that you're gonna be, thinking of for the next couple of months. I have one. Before we end, let me tell you a story. Here's a little story, all about how my life got flipped, turned, and upside down. So, as you're listening, just take a little minute and just sit right there while I tell you how I dunked on this girl from this dating app. So you guys already know about the crazy. I'm sorry, Mom. You guys already know about the crazy that I encountered on the dating app with the email. Her emailing me because I blocked her on everything, so she resorted to email, which she had to Google me and go to my LinkedIn to find. Let me tell you a story about the other girl that I had a situation with that I wasn't able to get into with when I had guests on, because I needed to have the texts in front of me, but now I do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's call her Fernanda. Okay? We match on Hinge. She's a very, 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 very pretty girl. Like, very pretty. Probably over 200 pounds. Hispanic. Nice. Okay? So I send her like thinking, oh, there's no way this is gonna happen. I match with her. I'm like, holy shit. So we're texting or on the dating app, and she sends me her number completely unprompted. So I'm like, oh, what on earth? I'm doing something right. So I got her number saved, and I said, all right, okay, this is on a Monday morning. Got your number saved. What movie should we go see? She says, I don't know yet. TBH lol. I want to see The First Omen. Have you seen it? I said, I haven't. Let's do it. Which theater do you usually go to? I go to Epic on Lee Vista. I say, yes, I can do that. And then I say, I say, hey, I have the unlimited membership at Regal Theaters. I was wondering if you wanted to go there instead so I could save you some money if possible. And she said, and I sent her a screenshot of the ticket checkout, just because again, like I have this unlimited pass. Maybe I can save her some money, right? She said it's cheaper at Epic and the seats recline. I said, okay, dude, hell yeah. Then let's do that. She said, yeah. I said Friday night. She said, I'll get back to you. I said, sounds good. And then Wednesday. Hey, hey, Fernanda, what are you up to today? Just got to the hospital. She said, good morning. I'm working today. How about you? I said, I'm working too. Later today, I'm gonna test out some. I was just telling her about my day. I said, when does your shift end? Also, I don't think I asked you what you do for work. She said, that's nice. My shift ends at 4. And then later that day, I said, gotcha. Good to know. Mine ends at 2:30, so I can usually be on my phone around this time of the day. She said, that's good. Okay, this isn't the interesting part. We just have to get through this, okay? So very, 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 very dry. She is clearly not like. I asked her what she did for work. She didn't answer. I'm sending all these texts. Not like it's not that I'm sending a bunch of texts, but the texts I'm sending are like full sentences. Like hey. She said that's good. I was like okay. The next day I said, hey, good morning. Are we still on for tomorrow night? I've got some things I need to plan and don't want to double book. So this would be Thursday. She said, good morning. I said, good morning again. How are you? I'm good. How about you? Good. I got a few projects, blah, blah, blah. I said, do you have work today? And she said, yeah. I said, gotcha. So are we still on for tomorrow? She said, I can't. I'm sorry. I just found out my nephew has a concert, so I have to be there. I said, okay. And then I said, in that case, we can plan ahead so we can go see something for next week. Still want to see that Omen movie? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen, and I hope maybe you guys have stayed long enough to listen to this story. All right? Here we go. So, again, I said, in that case, we can plan ahead so we can go see something for next week. Do you still want to see that Omen movie? Let me take a drink, okay? Here we go. If I'm being completely honest, you implying that you weren't going to pay for my ticket really turned me off. I'm an independent woman, and I can gladly pay. But just it being the first date, I'm big on my man catering to me. And it doesn't seem like you can do that. I believe you're a great guy, but just not the one for me. I wish you the best. I received this text while I am shitting on the toilet. Okay? So pain and pleasure, okay? I get this text and I spend 30 minutes crafting the best response. I say, the women I love get everything paid for. The girls that I've known for a week over the phone do not. I could take your entire family tree to the movies right now and still have money for the drinks and the Uber. If you're an independent woman, then act like one. It's no wonder that you're hot and single. Keep acting like that, and the only men you'll attract are boys who think paying for your love is the right thing to do. You did me a huge favor for saying something. I want to spoil an actual woman and not a little girl who throws fits when she doesn't get what she wants. Sundays in 2 days. Might want to stop by the church and brush up on what it means to be a real woman. Yeah, I sent that. And before I go on, let me just say, this is the first time I've ever done something like this. I usually just kind of let myself get trampled on when it comes to this kind of stuff, because I have in the past. But this, I had enough, you know. I don't get matched with girls that often. This was an absolute, like, huge, like, the fact that I matched with someone as pretty as her was like impossible on its own. But hopefully that says something to the fact that I followed through with like breaking this off. Like even someone like me who is like so undesirable that I don't ever get matches on anything and can't talk to girls for shit. And I could just talk with my money when it comes to this girl. But even the fact that that even someone like me called this off, I hope that says something about me. So I send that text and she responds with a screenshot. A screenshot from her texting another man whom I'm assuming is just another one of the men that she's matched with on dating apps. Now, let me get this straight. Dating apps, I do not use this stupid dating app for anything viable. It is purely just for the miraculous chance that something good happens. But really, 99% of it is for stuff like this, so I can get content for the podcast, because I know this stuff happens all the time. She sends me a screenshot from a guy who I assume is just one of her thousands of men that she has on a fishing line, because apparently she had this dude like at the ready. It's a screenshot of her texting a guy, and the text that she sends to him says, "What's your views on who pays for the first date?" This guy, this Joshua guy, says, "I always pay for the first date. Nothing to think about." She sends me the screenshot and says, "This is a man, your child." I responded with, "Sounds good. Glad someone's taking the bullet for me." Up to this point, I'm feeling proud of myself. I'm not feeling proud of myself for being mean. I don't like being like this. You guys gotta understand, this is like 21 years of pent up rage for feeling like the black sheep my whole life and feeling like I am meant to be trampled on, because that's all I've known when it comes to this stuff. So I don't feel any remorse at this point. And I truly am like glad that someone's taking the bullet for me. So she sent that thinking that was going to be like the dunk that she got on me, because her tone completely changes. So again, she sends the screenshot of some loser that has her that she has on a freaking string. She says, "This is a man and you're a child." I say, "Sounds good. Glad someone's taking the bullet for me." She says, "I was trying to be nice." That tone changed. She said I was trying to be nice in response to me saying glad someone took the bullet for me, which I assume is just she thought this was going to work. She thought she was going to get the one up on me, because let's be real. Like now, like this day and age, most people are shallow when it comes to dating and relationships. Most people just want to have sex. Most people just want to do the hookups. Most people don't care. Most people want short term. I stick to some pretty like religious standards. I do not have, I save myself for marriage. I date for long term. That's it. Like that's it. I do not date for short term. I date for the the possibility of the future. I never date thinking to myself, I'm just going into this knowing I'm going to cut it off in like a couple months. That is not something I do. A lot of men do that. A lot of women do that, but I'm speaking for myself. Like 95% of the men on dating apps do that. That's all they care about. And they feel they are some men, most men are insecure enough for most men are so insecure that if she were saying the stuff to them, they would like, I didn't mean to, what, blah, 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 like at her beckoning call. Dude, I'm not one of those people. Okay. believe it or not, I know my worth with as much shit I talk about myself and how much I say that I hate myself and that I'm useless and will be single for the rest of my life. I do know my worth. Okay. So when I said that I'm glad someone's taking the bullet, I'm assuming that is the first time in her life that she's heard a guy say, "All right, bye." Because again, she is a very attractive woman, and I could absolutely see why a lot of men would just deal with this just to get a quick hookup and then leave. Okay, I don't understand it, but I see why. Okay, there's a difference between understanding and seeing why. I see why. That's not me though, and that's what she's come across now. The first guy who could keep his genitals in his pants. Okay, because, dude, this episode's already gone on long enough, but I've talked about this on countless episodes. The over-sexualization of culture right now is one of the most disgusting things ever. And it does give, and oddly enough, check this out. The fact that everything is so sexualized and it's so common, it actually gives me hope in finding someone, because it is going to make that relationship I find with someone who also hates the sexualization that much more special, right? So I'm her first encounter with someone who actually has standards for himself. She says, "I was trying to be nice." I say you and I have very different definitions on what nice means. She says, "I was being respectful towards you in the first in the first message and didn't mean for you to take it like that, and called me a little girl when I was expressing my feelings." Okay, Evan, bleep this. Fuck you. Okay, what do you mean? So she says she was trying to be respectful. If I'm being completely honest, you implying that you weren't going to pay for my ticket really turned me off. I'm an independent woman. I can pay for myself, and I'm big on my man catering for me. It sounds like you don't have enough money to do that, which means you are not the one for me. Bye. That's respectful. That's respectful. Yeah. Yeah, that's respectful. Okay, in that text, sure, you didn't say anything like, "You are ugly and dumb and fat and stupid," but you literally just said, follow me here, guys. The thought that I was implying that I wasn't going to pay for you. Okay? Let me say that again. The thought that I was implying, with me telling her I could probably save her money, the thought that I was implying that I wasn't going to pay for her was enough for her to send the sentence, "You are not the one for me." I hope my audience listening has enough brain in their head to understand how delusional that sounds. So she can determine who is the man for her and her future from the thought that I was implying that I wasn't going to pay for her on the first date of a girl who I do not know the last name of. I've never heard her voice. We have been talking to each other over text for under a week, and a first date. Okay? And she says, "I was being respectful towards you in the first message and didn't mean for you to take it like that, and you called me a little girl when I was expressing my feelings." Okay? I say, yeah, I'm fine with you expressing your feelings. That's good. But when the feelings are that you decide who is and who isn't for you by if you think he can pay for your movie ticket after texting him for one on and off week, then I'm out, and I hope Joshua doesn't run out of cash. Okay? I'm all about girls expressing their feelings, dude. This is a perfect example of playing the victim. She was trying to get the upper hand, being all, I'm an independent woman. I can do it. I don't need no man, but but a man not paying for me, or that you're not a man if you don't pay for me. I'm a man. I can pay for whoever I want. And here's my stance on paying for the first date. I believe in paying for the first date. Okay? I believe in paying for the first date when there has already been an established chemistry and a desire to hit it off with a girl. For example, I have a couple crushes in the hospital. One in particular. If somehow me and her went out on a date, dude, she would not even remember she had cash. Okay? I would pay. I done. Okay, like not even second guessing it. She would not have to pay for a certain thing. Now, I do not believe in the man always paying for everything ever, but I am still on the team for paying for the first date. But what is the difference? If I were to go on a date with the girl from the hospital, I've already liked her for like a year now. I know her name. I know what she does. I know that she knows who I am. We've both seen each other in person every day for over a year now. Okay? There is so much more here. There's so much more to work off here. This is no guy, please, no guy should ever pay for the first date from an online dating date. For the love of God. Okay? Unless you really think that like something's gonna work. And I'm not saying just pay if you think you're gonna have sex that night. That's not important, guys. Please understand this. That is not important. Pay if you think she's worth it. And if you really think that, dude, treat her like the princess you believe she is. If somehow this girl you met on an online dating, you truly believe that. If you truly believe that, I am not telling you not to. Please understand that. But the majority is, you do not know this woman. You have never met her in your life. You do not know her last name. You do not know what she likes. You do not know what her voice sounds like. Do not pay. Please. It is solidifying the whole, all a man is to a woman is a provider. It is just solidifying that notion. Men should be a big provider for a woman. A woman that you love? A woman that you love. Okay? That's what I said in that first text. I said the women I love get everything paid for because that's a damn fact, okay? Not some bitch I've known over the phone, over text, off a dating app. Okay? I might have Tourette syndrome, but I'm not delusional. Okay? So she says, I was trying to be respectful towards you. In the first message, I didn't mean for you to take it like that, but you called me a little girl when I was expressing my feelings. Again, she's trying to play the victim here. Like, you thought you had the upper hand. I dunked on you. I Shaquille O'Neal'd you. Okay? I didn't just break the backboard. I broke your face. Okay? I dunked on you. You thought I was going to be like every other man who can't keep their penis in their freaking pants for the outline of a woman, because so many people are just addicted to porn these days and just see sexual content every single day, and advertising and porn and movies and video games, and it's all over social media, so it's common and everyone thinks this is okay. Guess what, dude? Like, that's not me. Okay? So believe it or not, I'm going to respond differently compared to all these other porn-addicted men that you have on your fishing line. Okay? So I say, yeah, I'm fine with you expressing your feelings. That's good. But when the feelings are that you decide who is and who isn't for you, by if you think they can pay for your movie ticket after texting them on and off for a week, then I'm out. Do not turn this around. Fernanda, that's not even your real name. I'm doing you the service. I'm not even saying your name. Fernanda. Okay? And I say, then I'm out, and I hope Joshua doesn't ever run out of cash. So stick with him. I hope it goes well. Hey, Fernanda, I would drop this mic if this mic didn't cost 4 digits. Okay? Imagine how many movie tickets that could have gotten you. So, the principle of the story is treat everybody, not just women, treat everybody with kindness, treat everybody with love. Treat everybody with love. But you also need to evaluate the situation. Know where you stand. Know your worth. And have the confidence, because you do. You have the confidence to deal with a situation like this and not get trampled on like I felt like I have for the last 20 years. Okay? All right? Hopefully maybe someone out there is listening to this. Hopefully this makes them feel better. I don't know. I see this as just it's something funny I can bring up on the podcast, and it's something that I weirdly enough I look back on and I feel proud of myself just because again it's the first time little Celestino's actually stood up for himself when it comes to girls and dating, because I've this I had a girl that I went out with on 3 dates after 3 months tell me that she was leaving me, or not leaving me because we weren't like a thing, but like three dates, and after like 2 months of seeing each other, getting very involved, she tells me that she doesn't want to see me ever again. She's getting back with her ex that she put a restraining order on. I've been through it, and I was sitting on that toilet dropping a couple Turkish air fresheners, dunking on this woman. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a mic drop. You know what else is a mic drop? This nearly 3-hour episode. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, women and men, you people who deserve love, deserve attention, deserve everything that you guys want and need in this life. People that deserve the kindness that Jesus shared with the people pushing a spear into his side. The kindness that even he showed them. All of you deserve that, as long as you're not a dick. All right? So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We talked about a lot this episode, I am in a very happy point in my life right now. And I'm glad you guys are here with me to do that. Our short form videos that we post on social medias are doing really, really well. The episodes, it's a hit or a miss. I don't know how much of the episode people listen to. I would like it. I would really like to believe that everyone who listens to it listens to the full thing. But you guys, I just thank you for coming along. I thank you for stopping by the Something Cafe and grabbing a cup. News about the new format for Cafe Critique will be coming out soon. And I really hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go to a cafe and get these files ready for Evan. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by the Something Cafe. You can listen to the Something Cafe and all of these shows under the brand on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Music, on iHeartRadio Music, and on Amazon Music. there is merch, or coffee mugs, and wall pieces of wall art, and what's the other thing I sell? Stickers, all right, for the brand. You can find those the links in the description. All links will be in the description on where to go. Follow us on social media: TikTok, Instagram, and what Facebook? I don't know. We're on everything. That's where the short forms go. YouTube too. We post some really funny stuff there, guys. Just all the short forms, the clips that we take. I have my editor, most talented man in the world, working on those. So I'm gonna get better at that little outro. I'm trying to make that shorter. But look, guys, finally, thank you for coming by the Something Cafe. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I want to see you back here again to grab another cup with me. Thank you.